Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Inside. Today we're looking at a micro game from TSR called Vampyre. This is the game of The Hunt for Dracula for 2 to 6 players ages 12 and up, obviously from TSR. These little games were kind of weird. This is obviously a vintage game. You can tell by the really yellowing on the package. They were kind of cool. They were designed for just quick games. And they had a lot of little pieces though, so they were a little easy to lose. There's our rule book, here's our map. The dice are missing out of this one, but not uncommon. We'll go over the different chits that you have in the game in a minute here. First, let's look at the map. This came out in 1981. On one side we have a map of Transylvania. And this is where you're going to be moving around, having different encounters. And then on the back, we have a map of Castle Dracula. So it's got your front entrance, and it leads around to an actual map of the place with the coffins, etc., etc. We've got a gypsy's hut, we've got the catacombs, prison cell, door, dungeon, tower, the master bedroom, guest room, the library, kitchen, the dining room, and the carriage house, and of course the portcullis. So then we've got the rule book. This one's a little beat up because it's obviously pretty old. On the back here, it's just got some generalized stuff. And it's got your little tables and conversions for combat, that sort of thing. Monsters, stats, that sort of thing. It's very TSR oriented. So if you liked D&D back in the day, it's going to be a familiar feel. It does have the clock on the back, so because time matters in the game. So yeah, the rule book's fairly long. It's 16 pages, and has a lot of different information in it that is relevant to the game. The staples may not look rusty on the outside, but they can on the inside. So as you can see, there's some rust damage here. I don't know how well that's going to show up on the screen, but it is a little rusty. So be aware of that. These micro games did not age well. The paper quality is pretty decent, but the storage containers were cheap, to say the least, and they would get pretty beat up. So let's look at our chits here and see what kind of things we have here, because that's kind of important. There were some blank ones, which apparently I saved for some reason. These are labeled bite, because you can get bit by vampires. There's some more bites. Then there's Jonathan Harker. There's one labeled nothing. Bunch of blanks. Here we have a holy water, zombie, Nosferatu, gypsies, another zombie, and another Nosferatu. Then we have a werewolf. Werewolf. Yeah, that was cheesy. I'm sorry. Swarm of rats. The Brides of Dracula. Some more nothing. A Dracula attacks token. A werewolf token. A coffin. There's one somebody wrote coffin on. The host. We've got a Mr. Morris. These are your character tokens. Van Helsing. Another werewolf. A nothing. Knight token. Another bite token. A host token. A silver crucifix. Some more nothings. A werewolf token. Nothing. Or blank, I should say. Coffin. Let's get these blanks out of the way in this fake coffin one. Nosferatu. A spooky ghost. Another bite token. Another bite token. A nothing. Coffin. A knife. A coffin. A day guard. A demon. Some nothings, or blanks rather. Trap. A Madame Marie. Dracula attacks. Gypsies. Werewolf. Another werewolf. Another nothing. There's Count Dracula himself. Gypsies. Coffin. Nothing. Another coffin. Another knife. A Dr. Steward. Another nothing. Another nothing. A Lord Galdamac. Another Nosferatu. A gun. A nothing. A bite token. A Nosferatu. Silver bullet. Coffin. Another werewolf. The day token. And lastly, a gargoyle. Now, I can't guarantee these are all here because this game is really old and these things are really small. But you get a good idea of what to expect. You need a day and night token to symbolize what time of day it is. As I recall, the red ones are daytime, the black ones are nighttime, and some, like the Brides and Count Dracula, have red and black. So, there's two of the hosts here, 2 Dracula attacks, 2 gypsies, 3 gypsies rather, 1 Dracula, 1 Brides, but I think there were supposed to be more, a spooky ghost, a couple of daytime werewolves, a couple of daytime zombies, a swarm of rats for the daytime, day guard, a trap, a spooky ghost, I think I already said that, it's a demon, that one's a spooky ghost. You get the gun, 2 knives, silver crucifix, silver bullet. There's about 8 bite tokens. There's probably supposed to be more of those. There's 7 coffin tokens here, 5 werewolves, 5 Nosferatu, 9 nothings, 5 characters, and that's what I have. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be a few more, but you definitely should have a Dracula. You definitely should have the characters and the day and night tokens, and at least one of each of what you see here. I only had one of these sets, so I know there's at least this many pieces. So that's the Vampyre micro game from TSR from 1981. Obviously you need the map, and you need at least one set of the chits, or at least make replicas of them. You can find these perforated squares about anywhere that hobby stores, they should have them. If not, you can still order them. They still make them for different games, and there's blank ones that you can get. So you can make your own if you have a copy of the rules and the map, because this will give you kind of an idea of what should be in the container. So that'll do it for this episode. We've seen what's inside this vintage game, and hopefully I at least have enough stuff here to give you an idea of what you could expect. I remember liking this game quite a bit. They did several of these micro games. I only have one other one. I'm going to do an opening on that too, so you can kind of see what to expect out of that one too. But this one, as I recall, was my favorite. It's a pretty simple game of looking for Dracula and trying to kill him. before him and his minions kill you. So that'll do it for this episode. As always, thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next time on What's Inside.